Welcome, friends, to the Superlatively Yes podcast. I'm your host, Tanya Smith.
And I'm your other host, Jasa Young.
Be sure to visit our show notes each episode for all the good things and places we love and recommend. You can also find us on Facebook, on our page, Superlatively Yes, and on Instagram at superlatively_yes. We have a friend with us today, Shelley Breen. You may know her from Point of Grace.
Well, I know her from college, so we have been friends. Shelley, I'm thinking it's over 30 years now.
I know.
So today
Can
we're
you
talking
how good we still look.
You are so right about that. And here it's what we are going to talk about today. We are talking about our words of the year. And but not in the way that you might think. And you know, Tanya, she's my worst caser. She is a worst case scenario person. And you know me, I fly by the seat of my pants. But either way, we know how many obstacles stand in the way of us and our words of the year. We have the best of intentions. Every year kind of ends the same.
Here we go,
I
guys.
totally get that.
Well, first of all, I want to welcome Shelley to the podcast.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here with you guys. Y'all are so fun. I like fun people, so.
Well, then we'll just keep being fun.
Yes, that's all we know how to be, Shelley. We don't have any other skills in our back pocket.
That's not true.
We certainly don't know technology or any of that stuff, but we're excited to have you here. You're a great friend of Jasa, so I just assume that you're a great friend of mine. That's how it works around here.
I am.
So we have crowned you our very first SY friend of the show. So how does it feel?
Oh, really?
Yes.
I'm official. Okay.
Yes, Jasa's getting a banner printed as we speak.
I do not even know how to say thank you, but I will accept this honor and I will wear the crown with the utmost respect, and I will just feel free to pop in at any time.
There you go.
You're always welcome to. And there's nothing more on brand for Jasa and I than doing something really late. And so that's why we're coming in with our word of the year. You know, I don't know. What is it? March?
Yeah.
So
sounds about right.
Yeah. So here's my word of the year. Does anybody know what my word of the year is? We haven't really shared this. We've kind of kept this. But my word of the year through a Facebook quiz, because, you know, those are reliable.
Mm-hmm.
And probably that's how all my information got scammed from me. But anyway, through a Facebook quiz, my word of the year is unstoppable.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tanya, you can do this. You can do this year. This is the year of Tanya. 2023 is the year of Tanya being unstoppable. I feel it.
I feel like
I feel it too.
You kind of give that off.
Yeah.
That unstoppable vibe.
Doesn't she though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, listen,
you just
both
like
of you
you're
told me
ready
earlier
to
today you were scared. And so I've never given off the be scared of me vibe, but I scared both of you earlier today.
Oh, you did.
Well, we just felt bad that we did not know how to save our Facebook Live that we did and then get the most use out of it. And
it's okay.
We just kind of let you down.
But we were super proud of ourselves that we got the live going and got you invited. So let's just focus on all the good that happened today, okay?
Yeah,
because let's just focus on how unstoppable we were at getting the live going.
Well, Shelley, as our guest, I would really like to now introduce you and your word of the year. So, Shelley, take it away.
Okay. So, when y'all told me you're doing word of the year, I have to be honest with you. Don't be mad, but it was a little tiny bit of an eye roll for a second. Don't be mad, but let me tell you why. Because I feel like this is just some kind of a TikTok social media trend that's just kind of come about in the last few years. And this was never a thing when we were in college, or when we were, in our 20s. It was like, oh, what's your word for the next year? And what are you going to kind of achieve? And I just feel like it just puts even more pressure on, I hate New Year's resolutions. I don't ever do them because I don't do them,
Right.
And so the word of the year is, but then I was like, Shelley, these are two of the nicest ladies in the world. And don't have a bad attitude. Like, really think about it. And if you were to have a word of the year, like, what would it be? And so that was my true confession to y'all. I was
I
kind of
love
like,
it.
I was just kind of like, this is like trendy and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like cynical. You know what I mean?
Were you critical?
Like our Bible study leader said today.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I wasn't critical because y'all are too nice to be critical of. I was just kind of cynical of the idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I mean,
My
it's like
word-
real vision boardy, you know? I mean, it's not something, it's like you
It's
would
very-
cut the letters out of a magazine and put them on your wall. So, yeah,
Yes.
totally.
And vision board, again, another term that wasn't around.
I haven't heard that one.
Again,
You
That's
haven't?
new to me.
Oh, yeah. It's like, that's a thing, you know?
Okay.
Like,
it's a thing.
let's put, you know, pictures on it. Okay. So, anyway, my word is kind of the opposite almost of yours in a way, Tanya.
Stoppable.
Stoppable. No.
Wait, stop her right now because she called me Tanya and she meant to call me Tanya, like Tanya
Oh,
Tucker. No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry. Wait,
It's okay.
which one is it?
It's
Like Tanya Tucker.
Like Tanya,
Tanya.
like Delta Dawn.
Yeah.
I thought it was Tanya. I
Mhm.
thought it was
It's okay.
earlier today, and then I felt like it was wrong, and I'm so sorry.
See,
I'll
that's
never
why I
mess it
tell
up
people
again.
because I don't want you to feel like it's the wrong thing. But if you could just look at me
Tanya.
and see Tanya Tucker, you'll
Tanya
never have to
Tucker.
think of, yes.
Well,
I'll
let me
never
just
mess
say, she called me Jasa for the first year that she knew me too.
Who, Shelley?
Mhm.
I
You
did
did.
not.
You did not. I'm just kidding.
I was like, what? I never did that. All right, Tanya. So my
Okay.
word, the word that I came up with, is the word slow. And
Okay, this is going to be brilliant. I can already tell. I
Yeah.
need to refocus. This is going to be very profound.
no, it's not profound. It's
I
just
hope not. I hope we set the bar low.
I don't think it's profound. It's just that I have spent most of my life being a type A kind of overachiever, control freak. And I'm kind of
And it paid off.
I don't know.
Right?
Well,
But,
I mean,
thank
I
you.
think we kind of all know you are the one who aggressively pursued, because you were the one who started calling churches in Little
Mhm.
Rock and saying, "Can we come sing at your church?"
Yeah, I was the booking agent.
And none
Yes,
of the
I
rest
was.
of the girls
Wow.
would have done that. Everybody was just like, Shelley was like, I know people I'm going to call. And then, like,
Ye-
that's what we used to do, is that
Yeah,
we
we
used to
all
go
had
stay
our
at Shelley's
own
house.
Sort of strengths in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody had their own thing that they kind of did, and that was kind of mine. So, but yeah, and so I've always been that way, and you know, that can just make you tired after a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's just a hard act to keep up, you know. It's to be that kind of personality and kind of on all the time. And so over the last few years, I think, and I give I mean, honestly, the credit to God that he has slowed me down and kind of reminded me that I'm not in control. He's in control. I'm not in charge of
Mhm.
everything, and it's not up to me to make things happen. I just have to live right and let him do the rest. You know, he's kind of been teaching me these things, and it's helped me to slow down. And so when I say slow, I kind of mean that, when I'm listening to people, to not interject as much. When I'm, you know, getting up earlier, so I'm not, you know, coming in on two wheels everywhere and trying to, you know, get 50 things done before I leave the house, and I can just fit in one more thing. I'm kind of like releasing myself from that little hint of like perfectionism that runs through my being, and it's just such an easier life. And so yeah, just kind of slow in all the in my reading. I'm taking more time. I'm trying to leave myself margin in my days more, and it's not really out of laziness. It's more just
No.
out of, savoring the moments, I think.
Well, welcome to our world, Shelley.
Well, thank you.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank
And
you.
I love what you said about you're leaning in, you're letting God lead you. And
Mhm.
no, I mean, going slow, I think there's something biblical about that because with
Yeah.
slow, we have intention and we
Yeah,
don't pass people by. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
I
will
love
say
it.
too that you said the word laziness, and it's like when you are a type A personality, you have a fear of laziness, but it's harder to slow down for you than it is to go faster and harder. So it's the opposite of laziness. And I have to say
Right.
what my friend told me now. Tanya knows this, but the reason Shepherd is named Shepherd is because I was wearing myself out. Had a friend come over. She said, "Why are you wearing yourself out?" I said, "I know. All I want to do is take a nap." She goes, "Then take a nap. If your body's telling you need a nap." I'm like, "I can't take a nap." And she said, "The Lord is your shepherd." And she
Mm-hmm.
said, and that's what he says is he has the rod and he has a crook, and when you're not going fast enough, he kind of taps you. When you go too far, he pulls you out. But
Mm-hmm.
lean on him, let him be your shepherd. And so
Mm-hmm.
then, when I found out that Shep was coming, I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, the Lord is my shepherd. But it's that whole fear of what we feel like we need to do all the
Mm-hmm.
time. And if we
Mm-hmm.
just let him be our shepherd, then we don't have to worry about going too far one way or the other.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's really
Steady, just
good.
walking
Yeah.
steady. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you could preach that sermon, Jasa, because, you know, the Lord, he prepares a table for me in the midst of my enemies. What do we have to do at that time in order to be at a table? You had to recline. You had to get
Ah.
down on the ground and you
Mm-hmm.
had to stop. There was no fast food. And when
No.
he said, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me," well, when that staff is pulling you back, and that
Mm-hmm.
is a comfort. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's so comforting to be pulled back. But anyway, we're
Yes.
getting really serious here.
I
So
know. This
let's
is supposed to
not.
be fun,
Gosh,
y'all.
we
Okay,
do
I
that
want
all
to
the
throw in one
time.
more thing though, because this is
Okay.
what Shelley and I heard today. That the Bible study leader said, "You are not behaving for Christ; you belong to Him." Because
Mm,
sometimes we feel like we have to earn like His approval, others' approval, our own
right.
approval. I told you
Right.
that was going to be profound, Shelley.
It
Woohoo!
is. It
Yeah.
really is.
It really is. I like that word. And passing it to you, player number 3. What is
I
your
don't want
word of
to.
the
I don't
year?
want to say mine now. Mine's not profound.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Well,
come
okay. Well, you
on.
don't get to do that.
No, I will. It's sometimes it's a little bit the same because my word is patience.
Oh,
And
that's good.
well, I was telling Cliff, I just feel like I've just done a flyover my whole life. Like everything I've done, I've just done it as fast as I could do it. And I just feel
Mm,
like I've just flown through life and not just sat and enjoyed things, kind of what you said too.
mm-hmm.
And just being much more patient to wait for God to bring things about, for instead of like confronting every person and every issue, like even my children, it's like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Mm,
Just pray. And like my brother says, pray more and do less, instead of
mm-hmm.
trying to make things happen, to just sit back and let the Lord take care of it. And just being patient in other ways and not complaining or getting
Yes.
anxious, but
Yes.
just try to just keep resting, just
Yeah.
resting in Christ and being very patient.
Yes.
Ooh, I shouldn't have
And
thrown
you know
that
what?
very
Oh,
on there.
We can do this because we've
yeah.
got Tanya to go for us because she's unstoppable.
Right,
And she's going
right.
to get everything done that needs to be done for herself and for us. And we can
And
just lay
yeah.
around.
And she can
Well,
lead
now
the way
there are some
Hallelujah.
because
things.
she's
Yeah.
going to be unstoppable. You're going to be behind
Listen.
her, just going very
Mhm.
slow. And then I'll
Uh-huh.
be behind you because I'm going to be the most patient.
That's really good. I think that's a wrap, y'all. I think we've
I
got it
think we're
figured out.
done. We preached
I
the
mean, what
sermon and
could
we
go
have our
wrong?
words.
What could go wrong
Nothing.
is my
Not,
question.
yeah,
I will
nothing.
tell you, because I'm your worst case scenario girl, I will tell you exactly what can go wrong with me being unstoppable. Number 1, cheddar cheese popcorn. And I'm not
Uh,
lying to you. Can I get an amen?
it's the cheddar cheese popcorn with the caramel mixed in.
Oh, my
That's
word.
that's 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 a 10 out of 10.
How
Shelley,
about
as
the
an
white
entertainer,
popcorn?
What?
let me ask Shelley, as an entertainer, Shelley, how many giant 5-pound tubs of popcorn have you been given in your career?
That is not a real common gift, to be honest with you.
What?
But we have been given that sometimes when we go to Chicago. You know how they have like the Garrett's popcorn and the Nuts on Clark popcorn. That's a really big one. So we have been given it when we're there, but I mean not a ton.
Hey, how
A
about those
ton.
cheese curds? Is that in Wisconsin?
Yes.
Yes,
Wasn't
Those are
that
so
I
something
good.
want.
people would give
Mhm.
you when you went?
Yes, yes, yes. Those are really good. So, what besides cheese popcorn is going to make you, that's going to stop
Okay.
you?
Well, I mean, if you're ready for me to really unleash, if you're ready for me to tell you the truth and for me to expose my soul, the
We can
Arkansas
handle the
offensive play.
truth.
Okay. Okay. Arkansas offensive play calling. I have not slept one night since the end of the season because Kendall Briles left and
Mhm.
okay, God be with him. He's gone on to bigger and better things, but who's going to call the plays and who's going to stand in the gap for KJ Jefferson? If you don't think these are the things that keep me up at night, these are the things. Who's going to be able to run through a Georgia defense? This is what I'm wondering. So, if it's not
So, who was
going
he the
well,
OC there, or was he the
yes, he was
coach?
the yes, Kendall Browse was our offensive coach, yes.
Offensive coach,
And
and he's gone. So,
yeah,
who took his place?
well, we're still
We d-
working on that.
we don't know. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I
okay.
think we do know, but like I don't know about him yet. I don't know how he
Mm-hmm.
gels. I don't know what his
Okay,
he's young, I know that. And so I
okay.
feel like he's going to really connect well with the players,
Well,
but I'm really just on
you're
the edge of
nervous
my
about
seat
it.
about it. I'm
Okay,
nervous about it because
yeah.
in this house as the hogs go, so does the spirit of our home. So
Yeah,
there's a lot riding on it. So
yeah,
yes,
I hear you.
I'm
You're talking to
concerned.
two Arkansas girls here. Like, we get it. We
I
think
mean, and
Sue.
we've got Luke right now. Luke Jones is on the offensive line.
We could find out about that. Now, did
Wow.
he graduate?
Oh, I didn't think you graduated.
Maybe
Did
I
not.
he?
think he did. Did he?
I feel
I
like
Did
he
think
he?
he
did.
did.
Oh man.
Well, we could just ask Terry, his mom,
Text her.
I
find
mean,
it out.
You know what? I told Tanya that who loves to talk about college football is Denise.
Hmm. Oh, you got to get Denise on here,
That's
Tanya,
what
if you
I
want to talk
said.
about
oh
college
yes, we
football.
are.
I
We're getting
mean,
Denise on here.
oh
She and
yeah,
Denise talk the same talk about college football.
language. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. She would love it.
Okay, and then I'm just going to
Okay,
quickly tell you the other things
all
that are
right.
going to stop me is if
Yep.
my leggings roll down under my stomach. If my leggings roll under my muffin top,
Mhm.
You're
I have
stopped.
to go home. I'm
You're stopped
stopped.
dead
Where
in
do
your
you go?
tracks.
That's like when your pantyhose. Remember when we used to wear pantyhose back in the
Yeah,
1980s? Remember when they would stop, the crotch would stop like between your knees?
I
Or
don't
yeah.
think you can say that on the show.
I can say crotch. That's not a bad word,
No,
Jasa.
it's not. It's not. Do you know how many times at the gym that I pull my pants up, my leggings, back around my waist because they roll down?
It's awful.
I
I
hate it.
believe Lululemon has pretty much figured it out, but I'm going to tell you a lot of people
Hmm.
haven't. And I just
Yeah.
feel sometimes like I just feel like I'm walking around with my top rolled down. So
My muffin
anyway,
top
there's
can
that.
even defeat Lulu. My muffin top can even take her. I can even take those down. Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it on me.
Nobody stands a chance. I
Nope.
feel you. Oh my
That
goodness,
is
I'm right there with you.
hilarious.
They are better than most, though.
Yeah, they really are.
They are.
They're really off. And then I'm gonna tell you one more.
Okay.
Well, first of all, my no-show socks. Like if I'm wearing no-show socks that are my shoes are eating them, that's a very difficult situation for me.
Mhm.
But a surprise of any kind is awful. Jason knows this about me. I don't know
Okay.
if it's because I'm an Enneagram 9. I don't know if it's because I'm an only child. I don't know if it's because I'm easily excitable, but I do not like a surprise.
You don't
So
like
It
I'm
a
telling you all
paralyzes
this.
her. She's
It
paralyzed.
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Or I tried to stab you with scissors. It's one or the
Yeah.
other, but there's
one
no
or
in
the other.
between. Yeah.
Noted.
But how
Okay.
sweet of her to take something she hates so much and pull it on me because she knows I love surprises so much.
True.
Mhm.
True. You
Yeah,
were
that was
very
me.
excited.
Oh, I was
Me
very
seeing
excited.
you where you were. Also, I mean, let's be real. I was supposed to surprise you on Sunday, but because I don't like surprises, I surprised you on Saturday morning.
That's
You
right.
could not wait.
Mm-mm.
No, I could not wait.
Jasa would have
No.
been so mad if she knew you were in
I know.
Nashville and did not come
Mhm.
over.
We had
Yeah.
hours together on Saturday that we would not have had on Sunday.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so fun.
So, Jason,
So that's
with
it?
patience.
Like
Well,
the
no, I've got
offensive
more,
calls.
but well, I mean, there's always the chips and salsa. There's always the chips and guac. Basically, the
Yeah.
chips and anything.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to struggle with changing all the passwords on my stuff. I think that's going to stop me because every time I open something new up, it's like, hey, that's great. That was in a data leak and you've got to change it. I don't know what else to change it to. I
Yeah,
mean, I need someone else's identity and street address. I don't know at this
yeah.
point. I'm empty. I'm empty. I have poured out the vessel of my passwords and it has not
Just
been
do the
refilled.
use this strong password that's like 27 characters and letters, and just
Yes.
like write it down or something.
Yeah.
Take a
Just like
picture of it.
like I'm not the FBI. You can have my stuff. You can get into my Lululemon account all day long. I don't care. But could I just
Oh,
have a simple password?
yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
If you figure out one of mine, you got it all. Just
Mm.
it's my whole lot. I
Great.
mean, you know.
Now you got to change everything, Shelley.
Yeah,
Great.
I know. I don't like any of it. I hate it all.
Well, how about when you
I
have to answer
wonder.
the security questions?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, well,
Like,
okay, my best friend from high school, did I just put her first name or her first name and her last name? And I forgot, does she spell it with an I or a Y? Or was she really my best friend? Or did I think of another best friend at the time? I mean, it's just like, and what was the name of your first dog? Well, I had one dog that I didn't love. So does that really
Yeah.
count as my first dog? And which one did I choose like in 99 when I first had this password?
Right.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
yes, that
I know.
stops us all dead in our tracks. Sometimes you just cannot get through it.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm not alone there. I feel like you feel me. I feel like you see me and you understand my pain.
How
I
about
just
your
So with
Apple
that being
ID?
said,
Oh,
How about your Apple
the-
ID that you
listen.
can never change for as long as you live?
y'all,
here's
all
what
of
I
it
know. If you
puts
lose
me
your
in the
Apple
grave.
ID, you need a new identity. That's a CIA problem,
Let me
okay?
tell you,
Well,
remember
no,
when
they're
we made
foreign.
you're right. Remember when we made fun of our grandparents or people that we knew a few years ago for being like, I'm off the grid. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not getting an email. They're the smart ones. They
It's
were the
coming back
smart
to
ones.
bite us.
It is. Our whole
Well, here's
lives
what's
I
are,
know.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that we've heard a
listen,
warning
yes.
here, though, because this passwords may stop and they may frustrate me. They stop Tanya, but they're putting Shelley in the grave. That is a
they're
cry
putting
for
me
help.
in the grave. No, not just it's not just passwords. It's all of it. It's all of technology. It's all of the news that we get all the time. It's the endless,
Mhm.
mindless scrolling that I'm guilty of.
Yeah.
It's all of it. Our quality of life is not any better. Okay, here I'm getting on a soapbox again. We're supposed to be having fun, but it's just exhausting.
We're having
I just
fun
wanna-
watching
it.
you be on your soapbox.
I want to move to a
Teach it.
farm and just be like, throw my phone in the pool, and just be like done with
But
it.
how long would you last? Like, have we been desensitized to the point where we can't undo it? That's what I'm wondering.
I mean, we could. Why couldn't we? We could undo it. I mean,
I
what
don't
would
know.
stop
Have our
us?
brains changed?
Well,
That's
you
what
would
I'm-
have to have
See,
a burner
yeah.
phone for your daughter to get in touch with you. You'd have to have that
That's
burner
true.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or you
I
could,
was
we could go
telling
back.
Jasa.
I thought she
I've
said a
been telling
murder phone.
Jasa.
Too
I was
much
like, well, what's
One
a
and
Dateline.
the
murder
same. See,
phone?
it's one and the same. Burner phone, murder phone.
Murder phone.
I've been telling Jasa to get off TikTok because the Chinese are evidently stealing all of our information. And then we had the balloons, and I was like, "See, Jasa, they're clearly coming for your TikTok account." But
Clearly.
Yep.
here's clearly.
They haven't found me yet because the last one I saw was in Montana? They're
I
still
just want to
circling.
say
We're
to
behind.
everyone
Yeah.
listening, just everybody, we're all going down. This is the balloons, everything. So just eat, drink, and be merry. I don't know what to say. I'm just teasing. I am teasing.
If it wasn't so true, it wouldn't be so funny.
Wouldn't be
you
so
know?
funny.
I
Oh goodness. Mm.
Okay,
like a bunch of
Jasa,
old
what is going to
ladies.
stop you from being patient? I need to
Oh,
know.
I'm telling you, here's what happens to me. Did you see the video that Jarrett made this week of taking Shep to school and how they're always late?
Yes.
And that is comical because it is true that every time Jarrett has Shep, we get, the text on our phone that he's late. But there's something to that. And Shelley probably knows about this. I mean, school traffic in this area. So what happens is Shep and I we leave, it starts at 7:40. We leave at 7:05. We're 10 minutes away and we go park at the park in the morning to avoid the traffic because it is so bad. And here is what scares me. to death. I mean, sometimes Shep is tired and he will recline his seat back. But if I get hung in the middle of an intersection where there's a green arrow, I turn left and then the traffic stops and I am stuck in the middle of that intersection, I start going, oh, Lord, help me. Oh, and then everybody is honking at me. And then, of course, Shep comes up because he thinks that we're being attacked with, guns or something.
Spy
Because
balloons.
I'm like, Lord, move them. They've got to move, people. I mean, and then everybody's like trying to get around you and stuff. I panic every single time. I try to play it cool when I get there. I'm just like, you know what? Everybody does it. It's okay. Nobody's going to ram into my car. But I lose my patience every single time. I'm like, what is going on up there? You can pull up one more car link to get me out of the intersection.
Yeah.
So if you are going to pray for my patience, pray between the moments of like 7:20 and 7:40. Because that would be when I would be hung in the middle of an intersection.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the
In
traffic
Franklin,
here is
Tennessee.
no joke. No joke.
It is no
and
joke.
I just think this is a word, okay, to everyone. If there's more than an 8 to 10 inch space between you and the guy in front of you and you're in a car line, move forward. That's what I'm saying. I'm here to say that to the world. Move forward. Think about Jasa stuck in the intersection. She feels vulnerable. She feels like she's going to die.
Terrified.
And she doesn't have the patience for it.
I'm telling you, Russellville, Arkansas did not prepare me for this.
No. No. Yep.
So that one stoplight that I hit in the mornings on the way to school, I never had to turn left. On that dirt road
that went to the Walmart. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes, that is it.
Because of you, Jasa, I started watching season 1, episode 1 of a little series called Nashville today because I love Connie Britton so much. And I've never, ever heard of this before. You mentioned it. And in the very first episode, she is in the car with her kids, taking them to school in Nashville. And all she's doing is complaining about the traffic and how they're going to be late. And I was like, some things never change.
Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
That show, Nashville.
Yes.
It is their fault. That is when that show came out several years ago. That is when, you ask anybody, it sounds stupid, but it's true. When that show came out and it got so popular, that is when everybody and their dog started moving to Nashville.
Seriously?
It was because of that show. Yes.
Nashville brought them here. Nashville brought them to Nashville.
That's when it started to get crazy. People are like, oh, that looks so cool and blah, blah, blah. And that's when the traffic started getting crazy. Yes. You can just track it back to when that show first came out.
Shelley, you don't know what information that is because Jasa's pastor in church Sunday, he was talking about the Music Row miracle that happened with the Tennessee Titans way back. And he said,
Music City Miracle.
Miracle. Thank you. And so anyway, he said, do you all remember that? And then he said, who am I kidding? None of you have been here longer than 10 years. So in the car, when we were leaving, I'm asking Sean, what has brought everyone here? Why are people here? Why in the past 10 years is everyone here in Nashville? And you just solved the mystery.
That's,
I
know it sounds dumb, but I think it's true.
California is pushing people out of their state. Yeah. I mean, we got into so much traffic today. They pushed us on a side road when Shelley and I went to Bible study because it's in Nashville. And she also had to tell me every turn to make.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to it.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I brought the show up. I feel like it's a sore spot, so I apologize.
No, I like the show, and I love Deacon. I mean, he's so cute.
Doesn't she look like Connie Britton, though?
Yeah,
Tanya?
you do. You do, Tanya. You do look like Connie Britton.
Yeah. If she were 30 pounds heavier and really short, we would be identical. Yeah.
No self-hate.
I have a mirror.
You are unstoppable.
She's ever in. That's right. I'm unstoppable unless there's an unpainted room in my home. This is what's going to get me. This is what may bring the podcast down, Jasa. I'm just going to warn you. There are some unpainted rooms in my home. By unpainted, I mean not repainted yet. And I'm eyeing them. I'm picking up my color scheme. I'm pulling fabrics together. And you know that I'm just going to get up in the middle of the night one night and I'm going to start and I'm not going to stop until it's done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
because you're unstoppable.
because I have ADHD as an adult and I don't have boundaries. That's why.
That's fun to be that way though.
Well, I will say one other thing I'm not having patience with, and it's also school related, is that, well, I mean, Tanya, you know that I'm just pretty relaxed on school attendance. Like, that's not my priority in life, is to make sure that my kid is at school every day. We like to take days, and we've had to make a lot of trips to Arkansas since we moved here. I mean, we've had weddings and funerals and holidays and all of the things. I'm telling you, Franklin High School has a noose around my neck, because it is like now this might sound excessive to some people, but we're homeschoolers, originally homeschoolers. So we just worked in a lot of extra days in our life, and we worked in a lot of fun in our life. And he's reached his limit. By the first semester, he reached his limit of 8 absences. That doesn't sound like a lot to me. Now, you know what they're saying? If that boy does not bring a note from a doctor anytime he misses, they will call, whatever you called it, Child Protective Services on me.
DHS. Yes.
DHS.
You get to go to jail.
Are you serious?
Yes. 8.
Oh my gosh.
8 absences. And I just thought, I'm one of those parents. I'm like, hey, let's leave on Thursday night and have that Friday to spend, with the fam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They've counted every one of them against us. I thought I was writing sweet little notes like, we had to attend a family member's funeral or whatever. I thought that was really in our favor. And I thought I was really being proactive by saying, hey, we have a funeral coming up. Oh, they sent me a letter. They've counted everything against us. And now, Shep and I are scared every single day. Like, he can't even get a stomach virus.
I'm going to say I saw this coming. I saw it coming. I'm not surprised by this. Nothing. No one has ever been less surprised by a statement than me right now. I saw this happening.
What's funny though, if they only knew that you're probably one of the best moms in that whole school.
Exactly.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to just enjoy life, not be in school every single day.
Yeah. That's the homeschool philosophy.
It is the homeschool philosophy. The better time, the more time, the better.
Yeah, enjoy life.
So anyway, y'all can pray for patience, because I don't know. Did they call me into the office? Did they call Shep into the office? I don't know.
I feel like we're going to find out.
We have a terrible track record.
Maybe this week.
Feel like we're going to find out.
Between the tardies and the absences, I don't know.
They're going to kick us out of school. Yeah.
Yep. Back to homeschool.
How do you feel about jail?
Yeah. She'll start a ministry and it'll be awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Well, he's going to raise Shep. There you go. You too.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone who can get him to school. Poor kid.
Yep. You and Jared aren't doing very well, so.
We're not. We're definitely not.
Funny.
Okay, Shelley, what's going to stop you from being slow?
Oversleeping. I think sometimes I just want to hit that snooze, and then I'm not going to be able to sit down in the morning and, read my Bible or just take a few minutes to read. I love to read. I'm a big reader. And so I like to build in a little time for that. And so oversleeping. Another thing is extreme hunger. Like, if I let myself get hungry, like hangry, I will I won't sit down. I won't wait for dinner and sit down and enjoy the meal. I'll just blow it. You know what I mean?
That makes sense to me, though. That makes perfect sense to me.
Being a know-it-all can keep you from being slow. Just being a good
Tell
listener.
us more.
And
give us more examples of that. Yeah.
Okay. Just being slow to speak. And if you're a know-it-all, like I can sometimes be, at least I'm self-aware, that could keep me from being slow. Slow is all encompassing. It's about a lot of different aspects of life. Maybe I think boredom even sometimes. Like, it's okay to be bored. It's okay to just, you don't have to always be occupied with the next thing. I think it's especially true for kids. There's so many things vying for our attention. I think it's okay to be bored. Just it's kind of a
Mm-hmm.
mindset. It's kind of like, you know, productivity does not have to be king all the time. And I think that's where our culture lives, kind of. So
I think you're
there you
right.
go.
And I think that what our kids are missing, that's so good, Shelley, is the creative factor. I think
That's
creativity
right.
is born where boredom starts, and we have
Yep.
taken away our children's ability to be bored, and we
Mm-hmm.
have stifled their creativity. That's why
Mm-hmm.
we're wondering why problems aren't being solved and things aren't being invented. And you just said
Mm-hmm.
it. You just talked to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I know. It's our fault. We say it all the times. It's our own dang fault.
It's
But yeah,
it's the monster that we have created.
it
Absolutely.
is.
So let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you this. If you could go back in time and no one ever invented the iPhone, would our lives be better?
I 100% think they would. Yes. I
Interesting.
mean,
Yeah.
people are always like, oh, but like, if your dog gets lost, you can find your dog. Or, they're always like, or so and so found
That's their
so and
go-to,
so
huh? That's
through
their
that.
first
But
thing that the iPhone is good for. Finding your
here's
dog
what
if it
I
gets
think.
lost.
Yeah, well, just like social media and, oh, on Facebook, my dog got found. That's always the first thing somebody says. And I'm like, I absolutely think it would be better. I do not think that the pros outweigh the cons in any way, shape, or form. That is my personal opinion.
So there's a trend out now. I don't know if you've seen it when you were scrolling on your phone looking for things to read, but there's a trend of young people, like the 20 somethings, leaving
Mhm.
the United States, going to other countries, and living there without technology, where they have to go to the post office and go get the pizza and go do all the things. Make a phone call on a landline, and they're starting over and they're saying their quality of life is better, their health is better, their relationships are better. I just find that fascinating.
Is it a
100%.
reality show or is it a science project?
No, it's real life.
But how are we finding out about it on social media?
That's a very good point, Jason. Letters. They're sending letters, I guess.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah. It's just,
So, yeah, it's
I don't
totally different.
believe, the girls and I have talked about this before, but I don't believe our souls were meant to bear it all. Meaning that, you know, how many people a day can you physically pray for? How much news can you physically consume? How much, and you see all these different things if you're scrolling and looking, and it's this web of connectivity, but no one's really connected. And I don't think our souls were meant to bear it all, for better or worse. I just don't think. I'm not saying that's a bad thing to like see all these people that you wouldn't normally have known were sick, let's say, or that lost a parent, let's say, or whatever, that you may know now because of that web of connection. um, but I don't know if that's good that we know all that. I don't know that our souls are supposed to know all of that. We're just one person in one mind. And how are we supposed to intentionally and slowly, you know, pray for people, or serve others, or love our actual neighbor, if we are just that bogged down? That's why I think
No,
the phones are
yes.
bad, and the
Right.
internet's
And yes.
bad.
Some movie just came out, and it was like everything everywhere all at once. Like, and
Oh, I saw
that
that
is
title.
all
What was
that is,
that?
yes. So,
Is that what it was
there was
about?
some time travel. Well, there was some time travel involved. Not really. I haven't seen it. Sean said it would like be very confusing if I watched it. So that tells you what he thinks about me, but
Yeah.
my capacity. But that's what I'm hearing you say, is that when we're on the phones, we are literally trying to be everywhere with everybody all the time. And
Yeah.
when
Can't do
Jesus
it.
walked the earth, he wasn't everywhere, physically. And that's a very good analogy. Like, we can't do that. We can't bear that. And he showed us that when he came down and
Yep.
walked with us. Like, you
Yep.
get to be where your feet are, and then you really
Hmm.
need to be there.
Yeah. And
I
he left a
have that really
he left a
means
pretty big impact, didn't he?
A
yeah,
considerable
He
I
did
one,
all
yes.
right.
haven't I have not heard what you said before. That was all very good. And then Tanya, what you said just now, that's all very good. But if you will forgive me, I'm distracted because I just got an Instagram direct message
Oh,
Her and
okay. We'll
Cliff,
with
forgive
they're
you.
info.
just like, there we go. Oh, with info.
We'll forgive you, and we'll see what that is later.
Did we?
Just something we're
Oh,
all
with info.
curious about.
Oh,
Yeah. All
okay.
the questions that yeah. So anyway, I
Yes,
know
our
I
little
totally
side
just
project.
yeah, I just negated everything you said because you're being so wise about it, and I'm over here being a teenager checking my. Oh
Well, I
yeah,
It's
mean,
now
we're
okay.
being
we're
wise. We're being wise about it as we record a podcast to put out on social media.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
No, it's true. It's totally true. I mean, point of grace, we've got all the socials and all that stuff, and it's almost a way of doing business now. So it's
it
just what you
is.
do.
It
But in
is.
my personal time, I don't partake. I don't have Facebook or anything like that.
Good job, Shelley. Good job. I'm very
Thanks.
impressed. Yes. Way to put
Yeah,
up the boundaries. Stick with
yeah.
them.
She's a
Yep.
wise one.
You know what's not going to slow Shelley down? Facebook. Not.
That's right.
Not today.
Nope. Nope. Not today, Satan. I do like me some TikTok from time to time, though. I like
I
the
said to her
recipes.
today, yeah, today I was like, did you see that video of Reese? I said, never mind. You probably didn't see it because it's on TikTok. She's like, oh, no, I can get it.
I can get TikTok.
I can get
I'm a
TikTok.
sucker for those recipes, the TikTok recipes.
Oh, really?
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you love it. I love it. How do you
Is that
make
like
all
going
this
to, is that like going to Hooters because you like the wings?
stuff? No,
I just
I
go
actually-
to TikTok for the recipes.
that's right. That's it.
Hold, please.
No, it's true.
I say I get in trouble for saying crotch, and you just say Hooters, and we just pass by that.
That's
I didn't
actually
think her-
really.
I couldn't resist. She's like,
That's
for her to say,
actually
I just
really-
go to TikTok for the recipes.
That's actually really funny. But I do. My next one on my list, Jasa, is whipped ricotta with Indian spice carrots.
Talk to me. That sounds amazing.
Talk food to us. Please talk food to us. We love it when you talk food to us. Yes.
That's actually so funny. That was a good one, Jason.
I know. It went through my filter, and I was like, I can't resist. I've
No,
got
it
to say
was
that is
good.
such a great metaphor.
It did
So
go
good.
through your filter. It went right
So
through
good.
it. It
Yep.
was unfiltered.
It was
I love it.
unstoppable.
I love it. Y'all are funny.
Well, let me look at my list and see. I'm just going to say the ones I haven't said yet. Forgetting my Apple Watch. That will stop me because evidently I can't go on with. Again, I'm connected, yet I'm disconnected.
Yep.
The battery life of my Mac. It's never long enough. That generally absolutely stops me. And other than that, the only other thing is Keith Morrison. Keith Morrison will stop me in my tracks so I can listen to him tell a true crime story on Dateline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's good
Keith
to know.
Morrison. We need T-shirts. SY loves Keith Morrison.
Oh,
Y'all
my
need to get
goodness.
him as a guest.
We do. Hey, you ought to go listen to a podcast that we did, Shelley, one time where Tanya tells a story in the voice of Keith Morrison. It's dead on. It's so good
Okay.
because he's
What
such a good
episode number is
storyteller.
that?
I don't know. Maybe,
I'll go back
That's a
and
good
find
question.
you know what? It probably
go
has the title.
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
But,
Okay.
we've been doing this for, I don't know. There's been more than one out, but all the voices in my head are Keith Morrison, though. See, that's why it's so easy for me to do. All the voices are Keith. He's always narrating my life. And so
Inside of your
Anyway.
head.
inside of my head. But okay,
Okay.
let's wind this down so we
Okay.
can all go to bed.
Grandma.
Same.
Jasa, is anything else going to test your ability to be patient in the year of our Lord 2023?
Well, I realized how impatient that I was because I obviously could not wait for Whole30 to be over so I could eat cheese. I jumped ahead on the Whole30. What did we decide? Oh, I got to Whole21. And it was all the cheese.
Yeah.
Like the cheese, it just lures me. And I kept telling myself, just be patient. You can do this 9 more days. lost it. Absolutely lost it. So, yeah. I thought I was going to have to come up with a whole new word for the year because I was like, this patience thing is not working. I'm just going to have to change the word.
Change it to cheese. That's your word.
The year
That's
of the cheese.
achievable. That is achievable. Yeah.
Achievable.
It's achievable.
You guys, it's getting great.
Hey, I will tell you, Shelley, this reminds me of Shelley. This was her signature thing. This was her signature thing to do in college, Tanya. One of the first times I saw Shelley was at, are you so nervous? You're so nervous. Kinda. I saw her at Taco Bell before I really knew her. And remember how you would put food and smile? You put food on the front of your teeth and smile. Do you still do that?
I do it whenever I only do it whenever I'm eating a dark dessert, like a brownie chocolate cake. And only a dark, and then
okay. Yeah, I've seen you do it since I've been here. I mean, it's such a crowd pleaser. Everyone
still laughs after all these years.
It's unstoppable. Seriously, like everyone stops and laughs at Shelley every single time. And I mean, and Denise even laughs, and she's been seeing it for over 30 years.
Yeah. David just rolls his eyes. He doesn't think
it's a good friend Denise is. Look at her. She's still laughing at your jokes. What a good friend.
She's a dear heart.
I think that's precious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Shelley, anything else that's going to stop you from being slow, or have we covered it all?
Huh? No.
She's dozing.
I was being slow.
She's so slow. She's dozing.
I think I said, I mean, yeah, I didn't really have anything else written down. So
okay. No, that's great. You know what? That's fine. You did great. You get an A+. You were a very wonderful friend of the show, and we're so happy that you joined us today.
Thank you.
Especially as we're all talking about crown. I'm so happy that you were here. So that's all I've got. We're going to close it out. Jasa's going to say her little thing that she always says before we close out a podcast.
Okay,
but I'm just going to say,
thank y'all.
Tell us, tell everybody, come tell us what your word of the year is, and then give us some things that might stop it. And we will include you and your answers on a future episode of Superlatively Yes. Take it away, Jasa.
Yes. So friends, when you do that, also go visit us on our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and also wherever you're listening to this podcast right now, would you take time to download it, rate it, review it, and share it? That would help us so much if you would do that for us. So keep being unstoppable.
Keep being slow.
And keep being patient.
Aw, we are so in sync.
It's been a lot of fun. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Okay, love you guys. Bye.